All right, guys. Welcome. Let me turn off my office. Now that office hours are over, I'll turn off my office if I could remember how to do it. Yeah. I want to show you a couple things that I just added into the Canvas. Last I looked, most of you had Access Canvas, which is smart. You should have gotten ahead a little bit before the class started. And by the way, before I forget, if you're just logging in, make sure that your name that shows up is your first name, last name. And you just can hover over your little box picture where your name is, click on the three dots and hit rename. It just helps me out when I'm doing attendance. So please change your name now. Let me know if you have trouble with that. And actually, before I show you this, just to make sure, I think probably a lot of you have done Zoom before. At the bottom is a link that says participants, and then there's another link down there called chat. And if you do both of those, under the participants' names, all the people's names, you should see a way to raise your hand. This is probably old news for most of you guys, but if everybody could please just raise your hand. Just, yeah, put your virtual hand in the air. Wave it like you don't care. Let's see, I'm missing a few people. Yeah, so hit the participants at the bottom of the screen, and then you should be able to see right below the people's names a way to raise your hand. I've got somebody raising their hand in chat. And yeah, I did almost just say raising their hand, which is really kind of awesome. All right, I got all but 3 hands up. I guess I'm going to call that a success. All right, let me clear that. All right, so let me share this with you. Where have you gone? Shoo! All right, so this should look, there we go. Sylvia, raise your hand, I see you. This should look familiar, hopefully, for most of you guys. Something I added not too long ago is the student services. So it's kind of like all the services that Grossmont offers and how to access them in the world as it is now, right? Used to be in the before times. You used to be able to go to these places, but now you have a way to access them. EOPS, Veterans Affairs, financial aid, all this kind of mental health, all this kind of stuff. You can still access it. It's still something you can get help from. So take a look at that. There's also the timeline homework sheet. I just want to really make sure, I think I said this in one of the videos I made, but this is all the homework for the entire semester. Well, let me say that again, almost. So I'm going to have part 2 later, which normally works out because I sort of have to adjust things depending on what our pacing is. So this gets us through the middle of October, and then the next part will be given to you at the beginning of October. But this shows you all the days for the quizzes. It shows you the important dates, the last day to drop, and all that kind of business. And obviously the assignments we're going to have. These dates are not due dates. They're just dates that will be in those sections. The due dates show up in Canvas. You with me? You can turn stuff in late. You just won't get as much credit, right? If you are having trouble keeping up with the homework, just get in touch with me. I will work with you. It's crazy. So the bottom line is communication in terms of anything. Getting behind on homework, missing a lot of classes, whatever. You got to communicate with me or else I can't do anything. What else do I want to show you? The textbook. Can you guys see the textbook now? Yes, thank you. Thank you. You can order a print copy if you want to. You absolutely do not have to. You can just view it online, right? You could download the app, download a PDF, all kinds of stuff you can do. All right, I think there's even a Kindle. Yeah, you can download it for Kindle. All right, I like it. Now, let me see. Was there another? Oh, yeah, there's one other thing. So if you go to modules, hopefully most of you guys have worked your way through some of these. I got a lot of these done. This is a really important one to get done very soon because it's a way for me to really tell that the app you've selected to scan your work looks good on my end. So most people looks good. I had to give a few people some pointers about maybe they wanted to pick a different app because it looks like crap on my side. I want to be able to see it so I can grade it. So I really want you to, and the answers to the questions I ask are important to me also. This is new right there. It doesn't even have a little number. I just wanted to shove it in there somewhere. So there it is, a little survey. So if you could, I'll email you to remind you, but just, it's a very quick little survey. I don't even know. Can you see the survey now? See how much I trust this stuff? Not much. It's a very quick little survey, 12 questions. If you could just please do that for me, that would be awesome. And once you finish unit 0, 1, 2 here, you'll be able to get into chapter 3. Chapter 1 and 2 is review. Chapter 1 and 2 is kind of like a review of 90, 110 stuff. And then chapter 3 is where the 176 stuff really starts. All right, how are we doing so far? Any questions from anybody about any of that? So everybody understands completely how homework works. Is that a correct statement?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Let me know if it's an incorrect statement. All right, please. I love it when I have somebody in week 5 say, hey, how do we turn the homework in? So yeah, so please don't do that. Let me see, there's also tutoring and all this stuff. I've shown you most of the stuff on, you can't see this stuff. That's why there's a little crossed out eyeball there, but too bad for you. Haha. Let me get out of there. Bam. All right. So before we jump into content stuff, please, does anyone have any leftover lingering questions about how anything's going to work? Because I did this for the first time last semester. I never wanted to teach online. I will be completely honest with you. I never did. Because I had a roommate a long time ago. She was a teacher. She taught online, and I watched her, and I said, I don't want to ever do that because it's a lot of work. And now it's the only way I can teach. So guess what? I'm going to do it that way. I am completely open to suggestions about better ways to do anything, right? So some of you guys take courses at other colleges. You take them with other teachers, obviously. I know enough, but I don't know everything. So if there's a better way for me to do something or make something more accessible, anything, I'm open. Let me know, right? I want this to be as smooth of an operation as I can make it. I only want the math to be the thing that might give you some trouble. I don't want anything else on top of that. All right, is everybody with me? This is always so weird because I imagine a few of you guys might have logged in and then went back to bed. I don't know. I never know. But if I have everybody turn their video on, then the Wi-Fi is going to collapse. So let's not do that. One thing I want to do today, I don't see any questions. Am I missing anybody? No, looks like everybody's okay. All right. One thing I want to do today is I want you guys, you're going to love this so much. Let me say this first. What we're about to do is not going to count as part of your grade. I have no idea how that makes you feel. It's a little warm-ups. I call it a warm-ups. I want you to work on it by yourself first, and then I'm going to put you in the breakout rooms, and you're going to work with each other. So if you hate, talking with other people, at least it's going to be a smaller group, okay? So I'm going to do this. How many people... I wish I would have done this. I wanted to create a poll. Let me see if I can do it right now. Let's see if you guys will. I'm not going to do that. Can you guys see how to say yes and no over there? Should be right. Yeah, there you go. Sweet. Look at the yeses just go. I'm waiting for the smart ass to say, no, I don't know. There they are. I know I have to have a few smart asses. All All right, stop saying yes and no. Not in the chat. I mean up under the names. If you hit participants, you should be able to see yes and no. Please tell me this. Stop saying yes. Stop it. Is anybody connected right now on their phone? This is intriguing. I love it. This is actually a little better than a poll. I like this. All right, let's see. 41 people. There's 13 people that 29. So now we're at 12, not counting me, 11. I think 11 people are sleeping right now, but we're going to find out. All right, nobody's telling me that they can't find the Okay. That's enough of that. I don't want to. I see the notes, so thank you. Stop. I'm not sure what it's going to look like necessarily for those of you on the phone when I go to the breakout room. I think everything should work fine. Earlier, it was fine. But what I need you to do, I don't know how many of you guys can access Canvas right now. I hear a plane. Okay. What is happening? So let me put this way up here. I like it. So if you go to Canvas right now, let me show you what you should see. What is happening out there? Let me go to student view so you can see exactly what you should see. If you go to modules, the very first thing now should be warm-ups. If you click on that, it'll bring up this sheet. So this is what I want you to work on right now. No calculator. No calculator. How much does this count? 0% of your grade. So just let it go. Make mistakes, don't make mistakes. What's the matter? Get it all out your system. If you're not able to go to Canvas on your own and you need to look at my screen share, let me put it in I think this is okay, right? You guys can see that okay? Oh shit, that's gonna make it worse. Let me go to a slightly better view. If you can go to Canvas, go ahead. And it should be the first thing in the modules, warm-ups. I like it. Everybody with me? Is anybody not with me? That might be the better way to ask that. All right. Let me close this and open up a better, hold on, don't freak out. Don't freak out yet. Don't freak out yet. You're not going to fill it out. Don't worry. You just have to do the work on another sheet of paper. You with me? Oh, shit. Where are you? There you are. All right. You guys can see it again? Let me zoom in a lot. So if you can, go to Canvas so then you can scroll as you need. If you have to look at the screen share, you're going to have to wait for me to scroll. Let me put you right here. So you can see there. All right. So I'm going to let you work on this for a few minutes, and then I'm going to break you up into groups, and you're going to help each other out, and you're going to compare answers. This is still so freaky to me. I could be talking to about 4 people right now. I don't know. Well, we'll see. I'm optimistic. Please let me know if you're not sure what you're supposed to be doing right now.
I'm not sure at all. What's going on?
Who's this?
This is Deja.
Deja, hey, listen. Can you see on the screen?
Yeah, I can see everything perfectly clear. Do you want to take a picture of it and then send it?
No. I just want you to work these problems out.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to print this. You don't have to take a picture of it. Just take a sheet of paper out and do the problems.
Okay, thank you.
And then you're going to get into groups in a bit and help each other, compare answers and help each other out. And get to know people is my ulterior motive there too. Anybody else? I appreciate that. That's all I need is some honesty, right? If one person doesn't know what's going on, there's probably about 8 people that don't. So hopefully Deja asking the question to help people out. I have no idea what that means, Brian. Sorry, Brian. Is that like a stylus for like a tablet or something?
Yeah, that's for my Note 10. That's why I try to activate it.
Oh, okay, okay. I cannot help you. I do not have such technology myself. Oh, I could maybe, I don't have to record this. This is very exciting. Thank you. All right, guys, so let's take a look at these. I think it's going to be easier if I do these up on a board. Plus, I'm not used to sitting so much when I teach. It sucks. All right, let's see if I can make this work. How's that look? Yeah, it looks okay. Let me know if you can see this okay. Is that all right? Can you guys see that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you. Oh, shit. Where'd I go? There it is. Okay. Bum, bum. Nobody asked me about this first one, so I'm very hopeful about this one. I'm just going to kind of do it real quick. You isolate where the variable is, right? So you subtract 2. Then you take a... Now, what happens right now when I do this? What do I need to put down? Anybody?
Plus or minus.
Yes. That should be second nature. Right? So then you subtract 3. And then you divide by -2. All right, let me stop for a minute. Is everybody semi with me? Maybe?
Yeah, I'm screen recording this.
Sorry?
Oh, I said I'm screen recording it on my phone so I can keep it.
Oh, I'm also recording this and I'll put it up on the YouTube.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Get you a little bit closer. And then, of course, you'll get either 3/2 plus 1 or 3/2 minus 1, like that. Now, what's the last? No, this is fun. So you get your 2 answers. Bodacious. Do you guys know about the fundamental theorem of algebra? That sounds like I'm a cult leader. So have you heard the word of the fundamental theorem? It says whatever.
Isn't it for every equation or every exponent there's an answer or something like that?
Yes. And they could be repeated. So this is a squared problem, so we got 2 answers.
Yeah, if it was cubed, it would have been 3.
Yes.
So.
They might be repeated. Some of them might be complex, but you know there's going to be that many answers. All right. So that one went okay, I'm assuming. On purpose, I made this other one look almost the same, except instead of a square, it's got a square root. The first step is the same. And please let me know if any time it's hard to see what's going on over here. I think it's okay still. So I want to isolate the radical. And then what do I do?
You're gonna take the square root of 3 minus 2x.
Square.
And square 4.
There we go. So that'll kill that. 4 squared is 16. Then subtract 3, divide by 2, negative 2. Now, what do you have to check to make sure?
Do you have to plug it back into the equation?
Let me turn my chat on. I'm missing like all the chats. Sorry. There we go. I see. Man, I got to keep track of chat. It sucks. Yeah, you got to make sure that this is not going to make this become imaginary or something, right? So when you plug it in, there's a negative. So the negative times a negative, right? Then you get 3 plus 13 because the 2's cancel. 16, 4 plus 2 is 6. Yay! So you really want to make sure that this does not make the inside here negative, and then, of course, make sure the whole thing still works. Okay, I like it. All right. So now we get to where I started getting more questions. Number 2. This one, the way to rewrite this, the bottom is the root, and the top is the power. Because a cube root cuts things in thirds. That's why a fractional power is a root. It's just another way to write it. To be really, really honest, I wish we had never come up with this notation. This radical notation, we didn't really need to. We could have just done everything with this. But, oh well. We're more used to this. What's the cube root of 64?
4.
4. And what's 4 squared?
16.
And now watch this. Isn't 64 4 times 4 times
25.
I'm sorry, what's that? Isn't 64 4 times 4 times 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if I take 2/3 of it, 16.
Yeah.
2/3 of 64. So you can actually do it this way too. Or if you really don't like it that way, then don't do it that way. Okay, maybe. Maybe. Okay. Then we've got this dude. Good old, please excuse my dumbass son. Or dear Aunt Sally. If you got young ears near near me talking, you probably want to get them out of here because I sometimes say shit. All right, this one always trips people up. One thing is a lot of people do this. 6 times 4. That is so not fair. I'm not dividing this by 24. I'm dividing it by 6. That's the only thing that's underneath. So how could these possibly go together? They're not even on the same level. So when you see PEMDAS, it should be written like this. Definitely parentheses first, definitely exponents next. Then either of these as it comes, either of those as it comes. So the very last thing I'm going to do is that guy. Because it's at the ass end of PEMDAS. Yeah, I got a lot of things like that, I'd say. All right. Brian, I don't know what you're laughing about. So the very first thing I'm going to do, obviously, is in the parentheses. I think somebody said that earlier. And then exponents. And then multiplication division as it comes. So I get 12 minus 36, divided by 12 minus bam bam 6, 12 minus 24, and then finally we do that negative, that subtraction at the end. I did that pretty quickly. Did I do that all right? I think so. Yay, Jeff. So what you guys got? Anybody? Yes, okay. One person, I like it. All right.
I got that.
Okay, I'm joking. I know more of you guys probably got that. And then comes the most requested one. How am I doing here? Did somebody just get to class? Let's see, 6, x negative 12, y 3, z negative 5 over 15x cubed y negative 8 z negative 4. Yeah, and then there's a negative 3 for good measure. I don't give a shit about him. He's outside. I worry about inside the parentheses. 6 over 15 is easy. What's going to go down? For example, those 12 x's are going to go down. And those 3 x's are going to stay because a negative power means flip. Those 8 y's are going to go up, and those 3 y's are going to stay, and then these are going to switch places. 4 z's go up, 5 z's go down. Right? Is that all right? It's so much easier to do the negative power so that you don't make negative mistakes. And I can do how many y's? I got 11 y's. I got 15 x's, and then I've got one poor little z left over at the bottom. And then I flip it, and I cube it. I don't need you anymore. So that's going to go up. Cubed is 125. That's going to go up. Cubed is to the 45th power. That's going to go down. Cubed is 8, and that's going to go down. Cubed is 33. Wow! You can make whatever sound effects you want to do. Is everybody all right with that? I did that a little bit quickly, but I think I went to every group and talked about that problem, so hopefully that's all right. Okay, so let me mute everybody. Goodbye. Okay. All right. Now I get to the last. People were worried about 3B, 3C. Nobody seemed to worry about 3A, which strangely makes me worried. Can somebody tell me the first step on this? Why is everybody saying yes and no? What did I ask? I can't remember now. Diamond, okay. I think I know what you mean by that. What really freaks me out is that no matter what you draw or write or set up, it's always the same idea. Or box or whatever the hell, right? I think that one might be troublesome though. Don't I need factors in negative 40? That's the first step. Factors in negative 40 that add to be negative 3. No quadratic formula, Jasmine. Why is quadratic formula not really the right thing to use here? What's missing that would make quadratic formula the right way to go?
An x. Or
No.
sorry, like it's not an equation.
There you go.
There's no equal sign.
It'd have to equal 0. It'd have to equal 0, so then you could use quadratic formula. So what factors of negative 40 add to be negative 3?
Negative 8 and 5.
Then, that's the hard part. You break this up. Has anybody ever seen this method before? All the other shit, if you divide these by something and magic happens, I ain't gonna like that. I ain't gonna take that. I hate that method because I've run across 0 people that could explain to me why it works. So if there's a method you use and you can't explain to me why it works, I ain't gonna let you use it. Too damn bad. There's nothing wrong. This is easy. Or hopefully it should be. I mean, what can I do now? I've got 4 terms, so what can I do? Group. Right, what comes out of here? Yes, maybe? No?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Oh, this is so weird.
You don't want us to set them equal to 0 and get what x equals?
All right, so it's such a, do you guys know what nihilism is? It's such a nihilistic view of the whole universe. Everything equals zero. I don't know what that expression equals. It doesn't tell me. So I can't assume that it equals zero. And the instructions don't say solve. They wouldn't make any sense. I can't solve something that's not in some kind of an equation or inequality form. Does that make sense? Oh, so let's see, Jose. The problem with 5 and, wait a minute, what's happening? Negative, oh! Ah, dude. So you kind of guessed, because it could have been 2 and 2. So you got kind of lucky that 5 and negative 2 worked here.
I got 2x minus 5 and 2x plus 2.
Sorry, you got 2x?
Minus 5 and 2x plus 2.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
2x minus 5 and 2x plus 2.
Oh, that sounds like you focused all of your attention on these things and didn't make sure that that happened also. You see what I'm saying? So any approach you take has to take this into account. You can't just break 4 up and 10 up and say you're done with it. Right? So there is a method about trial and error, but I'd rather see that you can do this instead of magic shit and other shit, right? This is the right answer. There's no other possible answer unless you want to put that first. That's about all you can do. So this might be something you want to review. So what about part B? What form is that in? Does anybody know?
Difference of squares.
Yeah. And I call that a thank God problem, or a thank your favorite deity, whatever you like, right? So I've got, the reason I call it that is all you got to do is cut everything in half minus plus. So I'm going to put 2x and 2x minus plus 3a squared and 3a squared. Done. Because that guarantees minus something plus that same thing. That's why there's no middle term. Is that all right? You guys all right? It is getting kind of late. How close are we?
Couple minutes.
So now we're going to do, I think, everybody's favorite form of factoring. Anybody ever seen the movie Pulp Fiction?
Yes.
I love your tone is perfect. Yes, go on. Somehow, there's a famous scene in Pulp Fiction where I won't get into the gory details, but they have to call somebody to come clean some stuff up and take care of a situation that happened in the back seat of a car. Now, don't take me wrong. If you've never seen the thing, it's still bad. But anyway, all right. Blech. See the movie. It's an awesome movie. This is going to sort of be like this. Do you see how it was half of each minus plus? But now what do I have? I have 3 of everything, don't I? I have 3 x's. And what is this, of course?
2 to the 3rd power.
And this is 3 2's. So I'm going to put 1 x there and the other 2 x's there. So don't I get my x cubed so far? I'm going to put 1 2 there and the other 2 2's at the end. So don't I get my 8? You guys with me?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I get people that always say, well, why do you have extra room? What are you doing, you crazy math boy? You got everything you needed. But do I want 2x squared? No. Do I want 4x? No. Do you guys see that? This can't be the answer because it doesn't make this. So let me keep track of this. There's my 2x squared. There's my 4x. I don't want that shit, right? So the middle term is the cleanup dude. It's the wolf from Pulp Fiction, basically. Or not, if you don't like that movie. It's always going to be the opposite sign of this. See how this is the same sign? This is going to be the opposite sign. And then this times this. Now watch. Doesn't that make minus 4x? So it kills this. Dead. Cleaned it up. Doesn't that make, where am I at? Minus 2x squared. Kills that. So then I only end up with x cubed and 8 because it killed all the middle terms. I hope to God that sounds vaguely familiar. That's why people don't like cubes, because it's a form that you sort of have to memorize. You can't really sink your teeth into it as much as the other two types that we did there. All right. Whew.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, wouldn't it just be, I mean, I understood what you said, but wouldn't it just be easier to use the formula a to the third plus b to the third equals open parenthesis a plus b?
I'm with you. And I'm always surprised, not really surprised, but a decent number of people understand things better from forms. And I appreciate that. So like you have this form goes to be this, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of each, two of each, product in the middle, which is pretty much what I said there, right? But instead of just memorizing a form, I understand how things go together better if I look at it like that. I understand why this thing is necessary, is my hope, anyway. Right?
Okay, so like if we're doing homework,
Yes.
and we have to show our work,
Yes.
do we have to do it your way, or can we just use the
Now,
form?
the funny thing is, there's so little work to show me, I won't know which way. I'm not saying this way is wrong, and I'm not saying I won't accept that way. I'm just saying I prefer teaching this way because then people see why the form is this.
Okay.
Much more important than just how do I get the answer is, why does that answer make sense? And that might be just me, but the more you do that with fundamental stuff, the more solid your foundation is to build off of. So I'm not going to take away from what you do. Keep doing what you do. Just realize why it makes sense it is the way it is. That's all I ask. Anything else, guys?
You said this was going to be on YouTube, correct?
Yes.
Is your link on Canvas, or?
There's a link in the syllabus, but if you want to write this down right now, my YouTube username is WallerIsMe. I'll put it in the chat. But there's also a link on the syllabus. WallerIsMe. Okay,
perfect. Thank you.
So you can just search for that and then subscribe if you want to. I don't give a shit. Nothing's monetized. Can you imagine if I made it so that you had to watch a commercial before you could watch my lecture? That would be hilarious. I wouldn't blame you for finding me and kicking me in the shins. So I don't monetize a damn thing. I don't care. It's just there if it helps. Okay. Anything else, guys? Otherwise, I want to let us out.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
So I came in late, like the first 3 minutes. I missed the little part. I got a little bit of the homework that you said, but it's every day, right? Homework, just to make sure homework is every day.
Yeah, the due dates are in Canvas. So
okay.
If you see a due date in there and you realize you're going to have a problem, just shoot me an email real quick. I can work with you on it.
All right, but thank you.
With those due dates, I try to make them a little lenient because I understand the situation we're in, and some of us can only do stuff on the weekend. I mean, that's how it was for me when I was in college. I had 3 jobs in college walking uphill both ways, but I actually did have 3 jobs. So I understand about only having certain times you can do homework. So I try to be a little lenient on the due dates, but let me know if you have trouble. Anybody. Anything else, guys? I feel weird standing like this. I think everybody's got the board stuff. Joshua, I love your profile pic. It just, this is perfect right there. All right, guys. Class is over. Stick around if you have a question or you want to some help with any technical issues or anything. Otherwise, I'll see you same time tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you, thank you.
I appreciate it. Have a nice day.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
you.
Okay.
Okay, Jackie. Somebody's getting out of this class. That's funny. And now I see who's not really here. Let's see.
Hey, Professor, I actually had a question about C.
Which one, sorry?
3C. Could you emphasize a little more on the method you're using?
So let's do a different example real quick.
Okay.
Whoa, shit. All right. So if I had, for example, y cubed minus 27, right?
Okay.
And y cubed is y, right?
Yes.
27 is 3 times 3 times 3. Little dude, big dude.
Uh-huh.
Little dude's a little tiny dude. So we can only take one of each.
Okay.
And then the other two y's and the other two 3's.
Okay. Yeah, I see now.
Same sign, opposite sign. This is always plus. And then to get the middle term, it's going to be this times this. And here's something I didn't say earlier. I got to remember this next time. This is the same sign. This is the opposite of that. And this is always positive. So.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just kind of funny to me because it goes along with my whole cleaner, the Pulp Fiction cleaner dude.
Uh-huh.
Jose, do you have a question?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a, what would you recommend? So would you just recommend to go through chapter 1 and 2? I've been out of math for about 2-3 years, so I do need a huge refresher. Would you recommend any other thing to go through?
So here's the thing. It's not that I recommend it. It's that I've assigned problems from them, so you have to.
No, I'm still good. No, I understand that, but for me to get a full refresher.
Yeah. You might want to go through each section and kind of look at some of the examples, especially the parts that you have trouble with.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe start trying to do the review, and if you hit a problem spot, go to that section and look at the examples. You know what I mean?
All right. So just be a little bit more detailed with the chapters instead of just skimming through it.
That's why I like this book. There's another book I could have used, but it didn't have any review sections.
Uh-huh.
This one's got fully detailed review sections. So if you do need a little more in-depth review, you can go back to this section and look at it deeper. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Thank you. All right, Professor. I'll see you next class.
Okay. See you. Let's see. Jasmine, Garrett, Mohammed, Charles. Are you guys out there? Do you guys need help?
I am. I actually, what question was it? So the 2A, I actually got the same answer that you did, but the way that I got it was I times the 64 by itself, and then I did the cube.
Now that must have been much harder.
Yes.
Especially
yes,
if you did it by hand. So you do have an option. That second power can go inside the root or outside.
Okay. Okay.
And it's so much easier to put it outside.
Okay. So yeah, I saw that and I was like, I like that way better.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't done math, I want to say, in probably 7 to 10 years. So it was my favorite subject.
So you might be leaning in the direction of the last dude I was talking to that.
Yes, for sure.
You might want to go deeper into some of the sections in chapter 1 and 2, yes.
For sure. I was noticing that. And I did a lot more reviewing of the sections, but I think I need to do more of the sections one by one and do the questions for that because I feel like I need more time.
Oh, I see. Okay. So yeah, you could always do for yourself more than ask, and you can just pick the problems that have the answers in the back.
Right.
To double check. Yeah.
Sounds because I definitely don't want to feel like I'm that far behind.
Yes.
Okay.
Good idea. I like it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
See you. Let's see, Charles and Mohammed, are you guys all right?
Yeah, I'm here. I just like to listen to see if anyone's got questions.
I understand. I love it. So if you guys don't have any specific questions, I am going to close this down and crash hard.
All right, thank you.
All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.